What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Coffee and Headphones. My name is Caleb,
My name is Trevor.
and this is a podcast for brothers to talk about brother things. We are breaking down the NBA Finals, the NBA playoffs, all playoff long, and Game 4 just wrapped up. Um, Trevor, the floor is
Yes,
yours.
sir. The floor is mine. It's is it time for people to start saying Jokic is the best player in the NBA yet?
I think after they beat the Suns is when the last person should have said that.
Yep, 100%. Um, went into Miami, won both of them. I mean, you can't be any happier than that. We lost at home for the first time in the playoffs, and directly after that, all you see is, oh, the Heat have a chance, blah, blah, blah. But beat them twice on their home court in front of all the biggest stars in Miami that were there watching the game. So uh, I don't know. I mean, I think most people and their grandmas predicted this, the Nuggets winning. Last night was a good game. You really saw a lot of points and a lot of effort come out of players that were not necessarily Nikola Jokic or Jamal Murray. I think Aaron Gordon was our leading scorer. So
Aaron Gordon's the big
shout
story
out
today.
AG. Yeah, Bruce Brown too, though. Let's not
Yeah.
forget Bruce Brown, the guy that no team wanted. So thank you, all 29 other teams in the NBA. I appreciate it. 21 points, 27 from AG, and Nikola Jokic with only 4 assists. But I do want to say this as a Nuggets fan who has just fought for the Nuggets to get the respect they deserved all year. I want to say I don't want that to take away from Jimmy Butler getting the respect that he deserves. Um, it seems like if we had another team that was not the Nuggets, the story would be all about Jimmy. But because people slept on the Nuggets for so long, slept on Jokic for the past 3 years, even though he is MVP, putting up triple doubles left and right, it seems like because they are now having to give him the respect that he's garnered, um, I just don't want anybody to forget about Jimmy Butler and how incredible he's been, not only this year, but I think I heard last night he made the playoffs 11 or 12 years that he's been in the league. Um, this
Uh,
year he made it with a team that should not be in the playoffs, and
yeah.
that was all him. So I think Jimmy deserves respect. You sent me that article. Is Jimmy Butler a superstar? It does bonkers to me. Of course he is.
Yeah.
But ESPN sucks. So
That
yeah,
is so crazy, man. Stephen A. Smith and the other talking heads on ESPN were debating, is Jimmy Butler a superstar? And this was, I think, I may be uh, getting a word or two wrong here, but I'm pretty sure the direct quote was, now I know he's been to the finals 2 of the last 4 years, and Eastern Conference Finals 3 of the last 4 years. But is Jimmy Butler really a superstar? When you think of superstars, you think of Giannis, you think of the LeBrons, so on and so forth. How many times have they been in the finals in the last 4 years? How many times this decade has any team been in the finals more than once?
yeah,
Just the Miami Heat. That's
yep.
it. And that's been a full carry by Jimmy. But yeah, last night the Nuggets obviously got the better of them. Competitive game up until the end, then it was a little bit out of the water without Jokic out there, which was surprising. And we'll talk a little bit, I guess, about his injury, wherever that is, his ankle. That looked bad. Um, but I think he should be okay to rally for game 5. But I want to talk about the historic stat line that Jamal Murray has now put up. It's like every game, these guys are breaking records, making history. Jamal has become the first player to have double-digit assist in his first 4 final games, which is crazy because no one even thinks of Jamal as the point guard on this team. He's really not. It's Jokic, but it's just a testament of the team basketball that Mike Malone has implemented, and it's crazy because if you would have told me before the stat line went out into the world that Jamal's had double-digit assists in the first 3 games, I wouldn't have believed you. I didn't think he had double-digit assists in game 2 because that was a Heat slaughter in a way. And then game 3, he got shut down by Jimmy, but of course he was playmaking for others. Same thing last night. Shot the ball pretty bad, 5 for 17, but he was playmaking for others, and he had 0 assists. I mean, he had
Can you
zero
get a
turnovers.
can you get a 30-point triple double and quote unquote be shut down?
What are you talking about?
Jokic and Jamal both got a 30
Oh,
point.
I'm sorry. I meant game 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was like,
you're right.
brother,
Yeah. Hey, no, it's good. That's why you're here
what
to
are you
check me.
talking
That's why you're
about?
here to check me. Yeah, no, no, no. Game 3. That's what I'm saying. Like every freaking game is a historic game by this Nuggets team. And as much as I am rooting for Jimmy to get that first ring, it's so hard not to be happy for the Nuggets right now. But you're the resident Nuggets fan here. How did you feel about now? Obviously, you've been like championing that they would win the finals the whole season. But how did you feel about them going into Miami, taking both games on the road, which was, I think, definitely a point of emphasis for Coach Malone and the coaching staff, without your 2 shooters really shooting that well?
Yeah. And MPJ hadn't shot that well. So I
No,
know
four for
what you
10
mean.
last night, and that was his best shooting night so far of the series.
And his defense has lacked in the finals too, more so than the other playoff games this year. But I think on here I said that it was going to be imperative for the Nuggets to win game 3. We didn't have another podcast after that, but I know I was talking to you and some of my friends. It was imperative for the Heat to win game 4, and they didn't. The series is over. I think it's just nice to like see this all come to fruition, what they've accomplished from going to their games and it costing $20 to go watch them, like just a few years ago,
Shout
to
out
them
to
now
that
being
Jazz fan.
that's right. From them now being Jazz fans, Trailblazers fans, all of them suck. Anyway, from them now being in the NBA Finals, 1 game away from winning the first um, in the history of the Denver Nuggets. It is probably incredibly rewarding. And this is a team that deserves it, that has stuck together, that's had great coaching to put this team together. And I just want to say the way the role players have played has been amazing. But let's not forget, up until even after the second playoff series, like we won the first one, going into the second one, it was, oh, the Nuggets don't have the bench to compete with these teams or be the best. We don't have the best bench.
No,
I really
you
don't
don't.
think that. And we're not as deep as people say. This is a
No.
team that has worked very well together. And with the team chemistry and the amount of talent we have, from that starting 5, we just happen to outmatch and outplay
Yeah.
every single team
Your
that we
eight
play.
man rotation outworks. I think that's a big piece of it. The effort, they outwork a lot of people's 10-man rotation. And of course, in the playoffs, rotations traditionally get smaller anyway. So it's really worked in your favor, and not just the effort level, which of course has been above and beyond the rest of the teams, but the diversity of your lineup.
The
Christian
plug
Brown
and play
coming in,
aspect.
Aaron Gordon, he can play make and run back up 5. Jeff Green runs back up 5. That whole like dynamic of players being interchangeable has really shown that this
1,000%.
could be a potential dynasty. And I have no reason to believe it's not. Your core pieces are all 28 and younger.
Young, young.
And you have a great coach who has built something from the ground up. This culture is great. It reminds me a lot of the early Warriors in a way. Just fun to watch, and obviously a generational talent, and then a secondary star as well.
And it
So
seems like a team that wants to stay together, which is
yeah,
rare in the NBA.
yeah. The biggest, now we're already talking like the series is over. It's not. 3-1 leads have been blown before, but
Once.
the biggest once in the finals. The
Yeah.
biggest question mark that you'll have this summer, and we'll talk about it more postseason, is Bruce Brown. who last night had 21, right? Off the bench. For like his third 20 something in the playoffs. That's a good problem to have. Obviously, he's been crucial for this run, but
Such timely shots and high basketball IQ.
yeah, if
It's been
that's your
so
biggest
important.
problem, then you're in a good spot for sure. Now let's talk about the Heat side of things, unless you have anything else you want to add.
I could talk about the Nuggets all day, but we'll
Okay.
talk about it.
Let's talk about the Heat side of things. You mentioned like Jimmy, give Jimmy his flowers. Another good game from Jimmy. We're seeing not a lot of people are really talking about it because he's not LeBron. People don't want to give him the excuses. Obviously, he had that bad ankle injury at the end of the Milwaukee series, and since then he's kind of not been able to at least score off the jump shot as much as before. But we're seeing like this is his third game in a row where he's shot over 50%. He's trying, he's taking the most shots. He's still leading the team in points. Your backcourt has gone completely MIA, no pun intended. They are missing out there. Where's Gabe Vincent? He started off hot. He had like some questionable foul calls in game three, and since then he's just been like gone. I don't know if that messed with his confidence or what, but he's not out there. Max Strus is putting up a stinker. Like this is a really bad time to go cold, but Jimmy's trying. Even Bam, I think, like he's making the right plays. We saw Bam flop last night for the first time that I recall him ever flopping, which was funny.
He did
Uh,
good too. He
he
did
did
good.
good. I mean, it
He
was
stole
a
the crap out
foul,
of it.
and he sold it very well. Kyle Lowry said, "Hey, Bam, this is what you gotta do," and it was
Yeah.
even a good Kyle Lowry game last night. But
Yes, it was.
there's only
Yes, it
so
was. There's
much
just not
that
enough. There's not
yeah,
enough.
there's not. There's only so much that they can do. And I think Jimmy, you saw Jimmy carry this team to the postseason, carry them through the first three rounds, and now he's just kind of running out of gas. He's 33, he'll be 34 soon. And at a certain point, you do get
It's
fatigued.
so what's amazing to me is I equate that team very similar to the Nuggets a couple years ago, having Jamal and MPJ hurt, and it was just Jokic. And Jokic did his best, but he didn't do what Jimmy's doing now. To be fair, Jokic didn't have a Bam. I think the second best player in that playoff run was Monte Morris. So you know, uh, but
Bill
hey, man,
Barton.
old Will Barton, yeah, the worst IQ in basketball I've ever seen in my entire life. Um, no, I mean maybe Jordan Poole, but anyway, uh,
Denzel Valentine exist.
yeah, dude, there's just not enough. It's actually like I feel sort of bad for them. Like I feel sort of sad for them. There's so much heart on that team. They play hard. They play gritty. They
They do.
play the game very well. But like the talent, that's the thing. They got to a team that plays with as much intensity, but
Mhm.
has more talent.
Yeah,
Like I think they
exactly.
play with more intensity than the Bucks,
Yeah,
than the Celtics,
then the
than any
Knicks
of
did.
them,
Yeah.
than the Knicks, 1,000%. Um, and that stems from Jimmy, really. So
Yeah, Jimmy
I don't
and
know.
Spo and Heat culture. But you're exactly right. You get
So far.
probably the two teams that play the hardest in the league. One just happens to be a lot more talented. And at the end of the day, what can you really do? Now, I'm gonna say I don't think this is over in five. I think 99% of people say it is right now. I think Miami goes and takes game five, much like the bubble. When they were down 3-1, Jimmy had that 40-point triple double, that iconic photo hanging over uh, the gate there. I see another. I don't know if this is a 40-point triple double performance for Jimmy because Aaron Gordon, who's been the best defender in the playoffs, is guarding him the whole game. But I do see them taking game five. I think the things that need to happen is Max Strus and Gabe Vincent need to make more than one combined shot. That would help a lot. I think Caleb Martin, he had an okay game in game four, his first okay game of the series. I think he needs to continue to do
The
well.
thing is, he has what you expected from Caleb Martin before the playoffs. That's what you expect from him.
Yeah, but
That
he
type
was
of game.
he had that high in the Celtics
Mhm.
series, and he played well throughout the whole playoffs. But these last few games, like the defense and I guess the lights are just too bright. But the question is Tyler Hero coming back? Just as another body, as someone who can get you points, even if he only plays 10 minutes, do you bring him back if you're the Heat?
I don't know. It's one of those things where you're down 3-1. I think the Heat, if they have an opportunity and he's actually good to go, are going to bring him back. I think other teams might wait till next year to do it. But Spo, Jimmy, that whole organization wants to win now.
Yeah,
Last year, like they're due a win. They
yeah,
need more talent on that freaking team. Um, Tyler Hero is not going to be the answer, but he can help them. And I agree. I mean, this whole time I've been even like fighting off Nuggets fans. They're not, I don't see it being a 5-game series. If it is, I'll be content. Like, I'll be super happy. I'm going to try to fly out to Denver, start a GoFundMe or something. I don't know. But I think the Heat could definitely win game 5, 100%. I've been saying it's a 6 or 7-game series. I really obviously want the Nuggets to win every game, but I thought the Heat would win game 4. I really
yeah.
did.
Oh yeah.
But they just didn't
They
show
had
up
it
in the
there
same.
too. They had it, and it just kind of slipped away. Without Jokic on the floor again, which is mind blowing. And
It,
I think we should give Aaron Gordon his flowers now because
1,000%. I've been saying that
he
for a
deserved it.
long time. I was
Yeah,
upset when he didn't make the All-Star team. He did have a dip in his numbers right before the voting,
yeah,
so
that
he didn't
time.
help his cause. But AG has literally played one of the most. I mean, yeah, Jokic, Murray, of course, right? Like, we're not here without them, but we're not here without AG either. AG has played one of the most pivotal, like, most important roles in this entire playoff
Yeah,
run out
yeah.
of anybody on any team
AG
I've
has
seen in a long
been
time.
AG has been like in a lot of ways like Wiggins of last year. Like
Um,
he's not that he's completely changed his game, but he's stepped it up so much defensively, and the Nuggets have highlighted the things
and
that
he's
he
still
does well.
scoring.
Yeah. And they put him in a position to succeed so much like Wiggins of last year, which is awesome to see.
I mean,
Because we got to see AG play live like way before like early Orlando days, before the dunk contest, before
yeah,
people knew who he was, early
yeah.
Orlando days, and we saw that potential. I remember talking about it there and the Amway Center, talk about $20 tickets, they're like $12. Like people saw
That's
AG
how it
as
should
just
be.
like this athletic dude, and he had seven, or he had what, five coaches in 7 seasons in Orlando, and
Yeah,
there's just so much inconsistency. No one knew what the team was. Were you building around Vucevic? Were you not? Finally, you got to Denver, and they're like, "Hey, here's what we need you to do," and he has thrived in that role. And last night was just like a cherry on top.
I think that's what separates Jokic from all these other superstars. The way he plays, the way he goes about playing, the emphasis he puts on winning team ball and basketball is not everything, is crucial when you have all these egos and all these superstars and all these people getting paid millions of dollars a year. You have to have a leader like that to be truly successful. It really reminds me a little bit of Steph in a way. But I think AG is where he is now because of the work he's put in, because of the coaching staff, but because he has Nikola Jokic as a leader. You look at these passes that AG is making and these decisions, that man was not doing that for the first 5, 6 years of his
He
career.
was trying. He was just turning it over.
Yes. No, I mean, I think everybody's bought in, and AG definitely deserves his flowers. I'm hoping we can keep the same team next year. I hope,
Yeah,
obviously,
everyone's under contract except for a couple of your bench guys.
yeah, yeah. And obviously, some of these guys, like Christian Brown, could go somewhere. and make a lot more money.
Bruce
So
Brown.
Bruce Brown could too. I could see them both leaving, but Bruce Brown got his chance from the Nuggets, so hopefully that goes
Yeah,
a
he
long
was
way.
a player option for I think like 6.5 mil next, which obviously after this performance he can make at least double that somewhere
I
else.
mean,
But it's up to
and
him.
we could get rid of the rest of our bench pretty much. Sorry, we could get rid of the rest of our bench pretty much and be okay. We don't
Yeah,
need Reggie Jackson. We don't
you
need
have,
DeAndre Jordan.
but you
We don't
have
need.
DeAndre Jordan on a 3 for 15 deal. So I don't know how you're gonna get rid of that. No one's trading for him.
Yeah, that was super smart of us. Woohoo. Um, no, I mean he is like a leader in the locker room, they say, but we
Yeah,
already have some great leaders. So yeah,
yeah. Nah,
I don't know.
it's been a great season. It's been a great series to watch. Despite it being 3-1, it's been very competitive. Pretty much every game except for game one was not so competitive. But yeah, my prediction is the Heat go in there and they win game five. And then I could still see it going seven, to be honest, bro. I feel like if they get game five, then they could get game six. And then seven in Denver, I don't know if they can pull that out. I think Nuggets will definitely prevail if it's seven in Denver at this point.
Yeah, I it can end at any time. So I guess we'll see what happens. But um they don't have enough to win the finals. They just don't.
No, and it hurts as a Jimmy fan, bro. You feel like every year is like, is this the last opportunity for him? Like I mentioned, he's getting old, bro. Like he's been in the league for a while. I mean, he's playing like he's still in his prime, and he was obviously very conditioned in Chicago, but he was also ran into the ground by Tibbs. So, how much more can his legs take at this point?
I mean, it's sad when you see these guys like that
Yeah,
have wonderful careers but just didn't make it. But
like
let's be
Melo, who
honest,
just retired.
it takes the stars aligning
Yeah,
to win a championship. I mean,
yeah,
for the entire season, everybody has to stay healthy.
yeah,
Everybody's got to be locked in. You gotta have a little bit of luck. You
yeah,
gotta have a lot of hard work, and you gotta have the talent to make it past these teams.
yeah.
Um, 7 game series are no joke. So
No, they're not, and especially like being the underdog in every single series. You know, being
yeah,
on the road in every single series, playing in the playing tournament, both games, because you lost the first game, and
yeah.
then you're down 3.5 minutes to go. You're down against the Bulls, who pull a choke job as Max Strus, then looked like the best shooter in the world, making all those threes in that game.
I wanted the Bulls to win, but let's be honest, the Bulls wouldn't have
They
made it
wouldn't
out of
be here.
this round.
They wouldn't have beat the
So
Bucks. They wouldn't have even taken the game off the Bucks. They did last year, though.
no,
This maybe is not quite the end for the Heat and Jimmy. And I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves because like we'll need something for after the series is over. But did you see the Lillard news?
seen a lot of Lillard news.
You see he wants to play in Miami.
No, I saw that, but then I saw him addressing all of that
Yeah,
and saying what he said was he would be in a Portland jersey next year.
yeah.
But what
But
happened was the interviewer asked him specific questions about specific teams, and he
yeah,
just
a
answered
preferred
honestly.
destination. He said Miami.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but
I did
do
see
you
that,
like
but
that? If they
listen.
get Lillard with Jimmy and Bam, is that a championship squad?
They got to get rid of Kyle.
I think it would probably be a hero Kyle Lowry trade for Lillard. Some
I
picks,
think that would
maybe.
be fine. I don't think Tyler Hero's him. I really don't. I know he's proved it this year that he's not close. He can make some shots, but he reminds me of a Tyler Johnson more than anything. So
What do you
uh,
mean he's proved it this year that he's not? What did he do this year?
nothing.
He was the only other guy on the Heat that averaged 20.
Okay, and what was he drafted at?
14. 13, 14.
Well, he's pretty much the only other guy on the team that's a first round pick.
Damn.
So, you know, I just you can average points, but that doesn't mean you're great.
What has he done this year to prove he's not him?
He's not clutch. He can't do anything else. He is not consistent. Tyler Hero.
He's been just as good as last year, at least. I don't know what you're saying there. This is fourth year. He's still on his rookie contract.
Yeah, I'm saying that a team's not going to win a championship with him on the team. That's what I'm saying.
On the team?
Yep, and we can do this for the next 20 years, and I'll be right.
Okay.
That's how I feel. I like Tyler Hero. I think he's cool. I got a little song named after him, but let's be honest. My man's not him. He's a third, fourth, or fifth option at best.
Well, yeah. But you'd want him to be your third option on a good team.
I wouldn't want him on the Nuggets.
Why?
I wouldn't take him over anybody that plays in our rotation. Not even Jeff Green.
That's not really how the Nuggets play, though.
Exactly.
But that's how the Heat.
They play to win.
But the Heat need buckets, and that's what Hero does.
The Heat need buckets. The Heat need more talent, though. That's what they need.
Tyler Hero's pretty talented.
Do you think they would go farther with a different center, or do you think Bam's been what he should be?
No, I don't, because of the chemistry. I've never seen Jimmy like a player more than he likes Bam.
Fair enough.
So I don't think
which is important when it comes to Jimmy Butler.
It is, obviously.
He's
played with more. He's played with better. He's played with better scores than Bam, and it's not turned out great. But I guess we can call it there, and then we'll talk more when the series is over. Cool.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else that you like to say to the people?
Go Nuggets.
Go Nuggets. Bro, I really want some Chick-fil-A nuggets right now.
Chick-fil-A sounds good, bro. I haven't eaten today.
That's not great. I have some Italian.
Yeah, I haven't eaten today. I know. All right, we can talk about this.
All right. Well, y'all have a good one. Peace.